Hey guys and gals, Homestead Prepper, and I'm going to do a sort of a home inspection on this home. I have some relatives that want to sell this house. This was a former rental house and they want to liquidate it. This is May of 2018, and here in Florida we have a huge demand but very little supply. So I'm just going to do just a basic overview, and the reason I'm doing this is because like that pipe right there is really supposed to be strapped, and it should have a different little deal on it, but the home inspectors are going to let you do something like that, or you know, the paint. And over here you can see where the homeowner has done a little patch. You can see that, done a little patch there in the wall, and they're going to let you do that. But like, you know, where electrical is concerned, they're going to want a licensed contractor. You have to hire somebody. So we're going to try and mitigate the expenses on here. So I'm just going to do just a little walkthrough. You can see that those conduits right there are properly strapped, and you can see how straight it is. Someone did a really good job on that. It really should open up that box, but I know that's good in there because I've already been in there before. And you can see that that is grounded right there with the proper ground, and it's strapped. That's something they'll gig you for. And you can look over here, you've got one ground rod. Now sometimes they want two ground rods, and then you have the wire comes up, it's strapped. Sometimes it has to be in conduit, but I don't think so for here. And you have a 200 amp meter socket, and well, looky there, there's supposed to be 3 straps on that riser, and there's not. So we're going to have to do that. Lightning arrestor, that conduit needs some straps on it. This needs to be a weatherproof cover here, or you can blank it off, or you can remove it. You can do that, whatever you want to do to save money. Let's go inside here and see the owner's already. This was not a GFI. They have just put that in there, and they put the proper cover on it. And you can look at the panel here. And a lot of times what the home inspectors are looking for is they're looking for if you were to have 2 wires under the breaker, or 2 wires going in there. That is, you know, verboten. They don't like that. So everything in here looks okay. Probably could put a bushing on that. These are knockout seals right here. These need to be sealed up. And whenever you put a GFI in, that GFIs everything down the line, and that comes over here. And I don't know if you can see that. That's a Tapcon. Really needs a green bonding screw right here for that. That needs to be properly grounded. And this needs a sticker that says GFI protected, because it comes from that one over there, and that goes outside. I would remove that air conditioner, because if it doesn't work, the home inspector is going to want you to fix it. I'd also remove these ceiling fans, because if you're selling a house and you know there's something wrong with them, or the people don't like them with their decor, they're going to want them removed anyway. Let's see, we've got, these are just coax cables. I would just remove those. And let's see what we see. Now that is a flying splice. So what we need to do is take that apart, put that in a J box, and do it properly. There was one of these was missing. I see the owner has put that in there. This is a washer receptacle. That needs to be a single receptacle. I'm not talking GFI or a duplex. I'm talking just a single one. That's what that's supposed to be. That water heater has the wiring is sleeved. This wiring over here is open in the garage, but it's more than 8 feet. So if it's 8 feet up, then and it's not subject to physical damage, I think it's going to be okay. Let's go in here in the kitchen. That receptacle's in the kitchen. That has to be GFI, as does that one over there. Now there again, if the circuit comes in over here, you can put a GFI in here, and it will feed through, and that will become GFI protected, or vice versa. Or if they're on different circuits, you have to put a GFI here and a GFI there. And more fans. I would, of course, change the cover. I might even change those switches out because they look bad. I know they were changed out years ago. Let's just walk around in here. So I came here the other day. There was a piece of trim that was hanging down. The owner has fixed that. They still got some stuff they got to get out of here. This has to be GFI in the bathroom, so the bathroom needs a little spiffing up. Can get this open. There's your air conditioner. Those conduits are strapped. That's okay. You got the condensate drain. That looks okay in there. There was a little water damage in there, and sometimes that can be from this condensating, but it was actually from the roof, and they've already taken care of that problem. Now this room has always had a problem with the paint peeling, so they need to find some way to mitigate that and get that cleaned up. But that's something you can do yourself. And oh, there's a Fresnel lens. Look at that. This room actually looks okay. Get rid of that fan. I also need to crawl around in the attic and take a look up there. Let's go outside here. Okay, that's a photo that comes out of there. That's sleeved in conduit. And that's a photo eye. I guess technically we need a strap right there. And this receptacle over here, I see the owner has put, this is the kind of cover. You can't put one of those little covers like they used to years ago. That's not, oh, and see they even put the sticker on here. So that's properly done. Okay, well, we need a little paint, polish, and spiffing up, and I think this house is going to sell, and it'll probably sell, well, it would sell right now. It's like I said, the market is hot here in Florida. Okay. Okay, the owner's got a range here they're going to be putting in, and this is the old style. It's got to be the 4-wire style, and you have to have a 4-wire plug. So that's something they've got to add. So that's something they'll be doing. So okay, I'm taking a look around up here in the attics, and you can see some Romex, and that goes over to where those ceiling fans were added. That's not original to the house. So the wiring is meets code. Now where that leak was, this is the plenum. That's the air handler closet. It comes right up here, and like I said, a lot of times where these connections are here, they'll sweat. But this has had the proper mastic put on it, and you can look at the roof here and see where that plywood has been replaced, and that's more likely where your leak was down there. And this stuff over here has not been leaking. Okay, so up here looks pretty good. Let's take a look around. Alright, let's see what else we can find. Okay guys, I didn't mention this earlier, but I was focused on that receptacle over there, but that garage door is more likely going to have to be replaced because it's all rusted, and you see it's had a repair down there some years ago. So that is another thing I would, put my attention to. Okay guys, I just kind of glanced over this. I didn't really look at it, but you can see there's a red wire there in the neutral bar. That wire needs to be taken out and taped white. It needs to be identified as the neutral conductor, so the grounded conductor. But as I was saying before, if you have a wire, if you have 2 wires in one breaker slot, they go nuts over that. What you do is just buy another breaker and just put that other wire on that other breaker, and that would solve that problem. And we have some splices. Now this well, technically that's not code. You need to have that done in a junction box. So what I might recommend here in that instance is just remove that so they can't gig you for having a splice in the panel. The splices are supposed to be, that's why you have gutters and stuff under panels and you have boxes next to them. So just I just thought I'd throw that in there. And you got it protected up to there. So, all right, well, let's get some of this stuff fixed. Okay, we got our 3 straps up there. The problem is it's kind of far away from the wall. What some people do is they just bend these and screw them, and it's not really, you know, connected. It's just kind of hanging out there, and the farther you go up, the farther it gets away. So I'm going to show you how we're going to solve that. And what I'm going to be using are these Tapcons. So these things hold really well. So I'll show you what we're going to do here. Okay, we got that properly strapped right there, and you can see how I made the spacers back there instead of using washers. I think washers would have looked a little sloppy. I think that looks a lot cleaner using those sections of EMT. And there's a hole that needs to be patched. I didn't notice earlier. And also, this house is, I guess it was built in 1962, so that's about 56 years ago, or 1961, 57 years ago. Concrete reaches its maximum hardness in about 60 years, and this stuff was hard. I couldn't even barely get those Tapcons in there without really reaming it out. Alright, we determined this is our power coming in. Yeah. And we hook it to the line, so we'll put that in there like that. You put the white wire to the silver screw, and you put the black wire, the hot one, to the brass. Okay, and then this is the load, and that's going to feed through over to that receptacle over there. Okay, so. And we double checked to make sure the power was off. Okay, got that in there like that. There's a metal box and it is grounded. We already checked that, so it's a matter of putting that back in. Alright, we just want to confirm that does go to that one right there, so I'm going to trip it, and there we go. So that's confirmation. That is GFI protected. All we got to do is put a little GFI sticker on that, say it is protected, and we're good to go. You know, guys, the absolute worst thing about property cleanup is property cleanup. So this stuff's got to go. What we did right here is we just removed that light that was there, and we broke that in the process. I think we're going to saw that off, and we can put an FS plug in there, and I think that'll work. We got that strapped, and you already saw that. Okay, this cover needs to be changed to a metal handy box cover because it's got that lip on it. He's going to pick up that single receptacle there, 20 amp. We decided to go ahead and change that and put that, that's the dryer receptacle, to a 4-wire surface mount 30 amp plug. And we're going to just change this wire right here. We'll put two, maybe a red and a black, a white, and it has to be insulated if it's in conduit now. So, and that red wire, we need to identify that. We don't have the box for that. Well, that needs to come out. Harley. Okay, you saw we replaced that. We need a cover. We did check, make sure it's on that. And we did put a GFI there. We just need to get a cover for that. So, okay, well, the house just, like I said, just basically needs some polish and some cleaning up. And they're going to take a lot of this stuff is going to go to the Goodwill right here. Okay, guys. Well, this is the Homestead Prepper out.